April 15th, 2010. Nickelodeon calls a press conference.
Extra, extra! Take it, friends. Arm yourselves with knowledge.
CEO of Nickelodeon and MogChamp Sima Zagani takes a stand. Earth Day. Please, someone cheer. Okay. So we're making more SpongeBob. But that was a chance for applaud. No? Okay. Yep. You guys like John Lennon, right? Yeah? Yeah? Nice. How about Earth Day? Yeah? Any of you know about that? No? Okay, that's all good. Well, for Earth Day, we're going to do a marathon of nature-focused SpongeBob episodes. Yep, I know. Nice. And also, we've got a new special coming. New York, April 5th, 2010. Nickelodeon celebrates Earth Day with the premiere of an environmental conscious SpongeBob SquarePants special, SpongeBob's Last Stand, releasing on Thursday, April 22nd at 8 p.m. In SpongeBob's Last Stand, SpongeBob and Patrick learn the Shelly Super Highway is coming to Bikini Bottom, right through Jellyfish Fields. Devastated by the news, they launch a campaign to stop the construction, but everyone else in Bikini Bottom seems to love the idea of a new superhighway. They must find a way to galvanise their neighbours, or it could be the end of Jellyfish Fields forever. The special, which will be preceded by a 2-hour marathon of nature-themed SpongeBob SquarePants episodes, features 2 musical numbers, the Jellyfish Song and Give Jellyfish Fields a Chance, a nod to the protest songs of the 1960s. 2009. Registered Sigma offender Paul Tibbett assembles a team to handle this new episode, all to coincide with Nickelodeon's big Earth Day focused event. Andrew Overtomb stepped up as lead writer. A little fun fact about Andrew. Later in his career, he became the CG director for the CGI SpongeBob movies. So he created the visual style that combined basically their 2D animation look, as well as the stuff that they learnt from the stop motion animations, to combine all that together to make what the movement and style is in the new CG SpongeBob movies. He's responsible for that. He also had Tom Yasumi as co-director and Aaron Springer as storyboarder. Now, typically in these investigations, we spend some time to talk about the incredible strain that they were put under. Last-minute changes, just crossing the line to get these things released. They had this done about a year before the event. They had this episode completely done months before the special was even announced. Okay, they listed, I think, 3 or 4 times with the American Patent Office for this episode leading up to it. So this was done in 2009, months before it was announced, which is an incredible rarity, and I think speaks to now in this second age of SpongeBob, post the original creator leaving, they're now in a much more automated, the machine is a lot more oiled in this state. And I think this speaks to that. We're not so much crunching to get stuff released nowadays. In January of 2010, still months before the episode is announced, Vincent Waller, the now man in charge of SpongeBob, released a handful of sketches showcasing 2 separate designs for the hippie SpongeBob and Patrick looks, as well as a nearly finalised SpongeBob band outfit drawing. We also got a background design of the Krusty Krab and a model sheet of Buff Patrick. We also have some more intricate and expressive designs by Vincent that really communicate the overall tone and vision of the episode, full of motion, nature, and especially music. A few months later, the episode itself was announced and released with several promos.
This Earth Day, SpongeBob needs you.
Will ya help me? No! This doesn't look good at all, Patrick.
Does this? In a brand new special to save his beloved Jellyfish Fields.
Super highway? Do you know what that means? Our Jellyfish Field! Sorry.
He'll fight for truth,
It's working, Patrick. They're ruling the highway.
justice,
I am not giving up. Stop the madness!
and the Jellyfish Way.
If you're gonna pave over Jellyfish Fields, you're gonna have to pave over me first. Is that all you got?
SpongeBob's Last Stand. The brand new special premieres Thursday, April 22nd at 8. Only on Nick.
Oh, wow. Some good shit right there. They released a lot of these, and they kind of just keep going over the same thing. Now, it would not be a SpongeBob event without a Burger King tie-in.
Hey, you know what time it is? Yeah, it's time to catch more jellyfish.
With BK Kids Meals and SpongeBob Watches, you can imagine your own SpongeBob underwater fun in a second. One per kids meal now at Burger King.
And what's better than one promo? Two promos!
Hey, Harry, what are you doing in this part of the ocean?
Oh, I'm just riding the current, boarding hooks. You know, hey, is that a SpongeBob watch?
Yeah, came with my Burger King Kids Meal. I think it shows off my fins.
No, I was gonna say, your fins look great.
There's only one problem.
What's that?
I can't see the time.
I can tell time. It says 8:34.
Oh, jerks! I'm late for school.
For a limited time with your BK Kids Meal featuring BK Fresh Apple Fries, you can get your own SpongeBob watch available in 6 designs.
I like that watch.
Now, it also wouldn't be a SpongeBob event without a tie-in game, but this is the era post kind of that early 2000s where they basically gave up on all game-connected Nickelodeon content. This is during the Simazagami era of managing Nickelodeon. This is after that whole kind of golden age of Nickelodeon games. They completely moved away, they completely pivoted to more of these online types of games, lower budgets, all that. This stayed the fact until more or less the late 2010s. We didn't even get like a DS game for this. It's just a flash game on Nickelodeon.com.
Thursday, in a brand new special, SpongeBob will take a stand, but he can't do it alone.
So what do you say, everybody? Will ya help me?
Go to SpongeBob.com/Last Stand now and play the new online game SpongeBob's Jellyfishing. Then be here to see SpongeBob fight for what's right.
I'm not ready to give up just yet.
In SpongeBob's Last Stand, the brand new special premieres Earth Day, Thursday at 8.
It's a 2D flash game with some platforming focus. You jump through nearly apocalyptic-looking levels of Bikini Bottom, gaining points, all culminating in a boss battle against Plankton. Look at him in there. Poor bastard doesn't even know where he is. He spent too long in the Nickelodeon cells. Ooh. All in all, the game is a 30-minute flash game. It is what it is. Thank you, Andy Kishore, the GOAT, for capturing this for future generations to be able to see. This was the era that Nickelodeon was pushing these flash games pretty hard, so it's no surprise the special got one. All SpongeBob specials around this time were getting them. Even just normal episodes were getting them. Now, why Earth Day? Of all the yearly events that happen, like there's a day for rubber ducks, there's a day for donuts. Why Earth Day to make an entire special about and do a marathon for? Well, it was an interesting time in 2010. Around that time is when we saw a big shift of focus towards climate. I remember being a kid in 2010 and Earth Day suddenly being a thing, and then equally as suddenly the next year, never mentioned again. Now, that could just be an Australian thing. We may have just given it a whirl once and then given up. We do stuff like that. But it was basically only relevant for 2010 and then never again. But it was a real hot topic at that time. I mean, me as a 9-year-old knew about Earth Day in 2010. And also, it was clearly enough of a hot topic for Nickelodeon to decide to profit from it. How? By releasing thousands of DVDs, which, interestingly, came out ages before the special itself.
New to DVD, March 16th, SpongeBob's Last Stand. When there is no hero on the horizon, someone has to step up.
There's still one citizen who won't sit still.
7 barnacle-blowing stories filled with Plankton's evil
The
plans.
Shelley Superhighway goes right over jellyfish fields.
Hey! Features an ever-before-seen episode, plus how to make SpongeBob SquarePants and karaoke music videos.
I'm not ready to give up.
I am.
SpongeBob's Last Stand. New to DVD, March 16th.
You could find SpongeBob's Last Stand DVDs on store shelves a whole month before the episode aired.
Chaos runs rampant in Bikini Bottom.
All the jellyfish who used to live in jellyfish fields.
This era of SpongeBob DVDs, from season 6 to probably 8, all had very similar designs, and I do like them, but they are a little bit bland. This was the era of Nickelodeon's clean, minimal aesthetic, and that ain't it for me, Chief. But the DVDs are good. I still own a bunch of them. And at last, April 22nd, 2010, the episode released. It was the first simultaneous launch across America and overseas countries, which would explain the slightly later release time for 8 PM for the special, which would be in the morning in Australia and other eastern countries. It released to a very positive viewership, sitting at around 4.7 million live viewers, a great achievement for SpongeBob at this stage of its life. It received positive to middling reviews, but got consistent criticism, mostly from more conservative branches, for its promotion of environmentalism. Now, about the special itself, I watched it fairly recently with my wife. It was the first time she had ever seen it, and we both really enjoyed it. It's a real highlight in a season that, while I love seasons 5 through to 9, season 7 is definitely a low point. So this episode stands rather tall amongst its fellow episodes. It's got some great jokes, some great visual gags, and only occasionally stoops to the weirdly graphic displays of violence as jokes that has come to be just so pervasive in most of the recent seasons of the show that I've entirely sworn off watching them. It isn't funny, it isn't clever, it's gross. We thought it was gross with the Splinter episode and the Toenail episode, yet now people act like modern SpongeBob is a return to form. It isn't. It's unwatchable slop. And it's one of the reasons why I have so much appreciation for this era, which was originally termed, what would we call it? ScumBob? The ScumBob era? That was it, yeah, ScumBob. I like ScumBob. I have appreciation for it as this is the last era of SpongeBob I can actually stomach. So in that way, this episode stands out very strongly to me, especially with the songs that are fun, cool references, and just as catchy as anything that came before. But nothing will beat Never Give Up.
Take a deep breath in an emotional way.
Most of the criticism for this special does stem from a political standpoint. Many younger SpongeBob fans won't remember this, but this was the time, for whatever reason, SpongeBob was being especially scrutinized on a political level. This was the beginning of the social climate we are in today, where everything is political and everything is divisive. At this time, we had a lot of discourse about if SpongeBob was gay representation being pushed towards kids. That was the big thing at the time, and I remember as a 9-year-old having to explain to one of my older brothers, who was in like his late 20s, that no, it's just a fun show. It's just, and I'm still arguing that now. It's just a fun show. Stop politicizing everything. So I think a fair bit of the criticism can be somewhat disregarded as, at that time, SpongeBob was being viewed rather negatively by the more conservative parts of America. And that came out a fair bit towards this, as well as a dislike towards its messaging. Most of the criticism was veiled in a, oh, it needs to be more subtle, which is just a thinly way of disguising saying, I don't want this. If you always say, oh, it can be done better, oh, it can be done better, oh, it can be done better, what you're really saying is you just don't want it at all. That's the best way of having it. Now, personally, I'm a little divided on if I want this type of messaging in SpongeBob. As a kid, I didn't think about it at all. It was just a great episode. I really enjoyed it. It hasn't impacted my worldview at all. I think it's really stupid people think that cartoons and stuff can affect kids in that way and to that degree. If your political opinions have been swayed by Timmy Turner, then you've got bigger things to deal with. But the one thing I will say is it does age this episode a great deal. And that's really noticeable because when you go back as an adult and rewatch through all SpongeBob, it is utterly and completely timeless. Every single episode, even the vast majority of ScumBob and the movies and all that, like, they are absolutely timeless. So when you see an episode like this that really dates it, it's kind of a shock to the system. It locks it in time. I think it's also worth just saying that the show has always shown an appreciation and a focus and a love for nature in a really beautiful way, but never in such a conceited way. And I'll explain that. In this episode, in Last Stand, nature is shown and positioned and described and all that as a very delicate ecosystem that needs to be saved by us, lest we receive the disastrous outcomes. It makes the entire focus not on nature, but on us and us being the good guys and us being the saviors and all that. That's what I mean by the conceited aspect. In old SpongeBob, nature is demonstrated as a force, and this is always illustrated by the jellyfish. SpongeBob is in constant danger of the jellyfish. People that don't respect the jellyfish never come out of it well, and the people that even do respect the jellyfish best not push their luck. It shows nature as part of the world and the characters as part of that world and part of nature and back and forth and back and forth. It's a complete ecosystem and it's a complete conjoined thing. Whereas in Last Stand, it's really separate. It's Jellyfish Fields and Bikini Bottom, and the only cross-contamination is SpongeBob. And I feel like as part of them trying to send this message of, trying to protect and do better and all that, it's just made a divide. It said there is this divide between the people and nature, between Bikini Bottom and Jellyfish Fields. And that's an interesting change from what it was before. And I don't know. It's a stupidly touchy subject, and I don't give a fuck. I'm here for SpongeBob. All I'm saying is that SpongeBob has always dealt with nature in a really consistent way. Until Last Stand. Until it decided to start to push a message that I think hampered or hampers its actual messaging. Like the actual messaging of SpongeBob. So I don't want to disregard the argument that it's being heavy-handed, because while it has been co-opted by a group that is doing it for a very specific reason, there is a nugget of truth within that I don't think they're actually recognizing, but there is actually like a level of truth to it. And that's where I have mixed feelings about the special. And I think for those reasons, the special feels so locked in time, set in stone. It's kind of like trying to watch a Christmas special in the middle of summer, but winter never comes. I really enjoy it, and I think it's probably one of the peaks of the season. But it feels oddly weighed down, kind of burdened.